Okay, so today we're going to talk about triads and their inversions. Okay, uh, dig in because we're going to get a little heady here. And we'll start off with what's a triad? What's a chord? A chord is three notes played simultaneously. Okay, three or more notes, I should say, because you can absolutely have more than three. And a triad is that three note chord. That's what we call the three note chord. To build a triad, we have to look at the major scale. Today's example, we're going to use A major. So up and down the fretboard, that's what we're going to be working with. And how do we build the A major triad? Well, if you write out the notes that make up the A major scale, you write them down. It'd be A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Okay? There's three sharps in the key of A. So to make an A major triad or A major chord, we're going to take the root note, A, and we're just going to go every other note. Okay? So we'd have A, skip B, C sharp, skip D, and then E. So A, C sharp, E. That's how we make a major, A major triad. And we can play that here on the neck, A, fifth fret of the low E string, okay? A, C sharp, E. It's kind of a tough chord to play. It's tough in the sense to make it sound clean, okay? It's not a great chord shape. But it can be done. And you can solo around it. So that's where it can come in handy. So there's your A major triad. And it's taking the root, A, the third of the scale, which is C sharp, and then the fifth of the scale, which is E. Okay? That's our chord. That's our A major triad. The second part of this is not just building triads and using triads, but using their inversions. So, what's an inversion? Well, if you take those three notes, A, C sharp, and E, and you build your A major triad, you have A, C sharp, E. Well, what happens if we don't want A in the bass? We don't want A as the root note, but we want the C sharp to be the root note. We're still hitting those same three notes, but not necessarily in that order. So we'd go from C sharp, E to A. Make sense? That's called the first inversion. It doesn't look like anything's inverted here, but if you were to take your staff lines, if you read music, you could take your staff paper and draw out an A major triad. You could see as you kept drawing how the bottom note flips over to the top and it just keeps cycling up the staff. Okay, so that may give you a little insight on why they're called inversions. Anyways, so that's what we're going to do, and we're rearranging the A triad up and down the neck. So if A, C sharp, E is A major triad here, right? And we want to put the third in the bass. The third is the root note. So C sharp is going to become the new root note. Well, here's A. Where's C sharp? It's right here. Okay? It's at the ninth fret on the low E string. I told you a few videos ago, it's very important to know your notes on, if you don't know them on the whole fretboard, then at least, the bare minimum, the 6th string and the 5th string. Okay? It's just an uphill battle if you don't. Anyways, that being said, C sharp, E, A. It's my second, well, it's my first inversion, but it's my second chord, okay? A chord. C sharp, E, A. 3rd, 5, root. Root, 3rd, 5. 3rd, 5, root. Okay, so we've had the root in the bass. We've put the 3rd in the bass. The next one is putting the 5th in the bass. So, if that's the 3, 5, 1, and now we're going to make this 5. So this is going to be E, A, C sharp. Make sense? E, A, C sharp. 5, 1, 3. We started with A, C sharp, E. Now we're going to do E, A, C sharp. Well, on the 6th string, I know we have an open E. That doesn't really help us right now. Okay? So we're going to come down to the 12th fret. There's E. That's the 5. A is right next to it on the 5th string. And C sharp on the D string, the 11th fret of the D. Okay, so as it pertains to the low E string, we've created our 3 inversions. A major here, okay. Root 3, 5, A, C sharp, E on the 6th, 5th, and 4th strings. Then we came up here. We made the C sharp, the root note, C sharp, E, A, on the 9th and 7th frets. And then we come up here to the 12th fret, and E, A, and C sharp. Those are the 3 inversions for the A major triad on the 6th string. Let's take that information, same thing, same exercise, okay? And let's go over to the 5th string. So, we're not going to do it here just for simplicity's sake, okay? Because the root, A, is open A. And that's not going to be of a lot of use right now. Okay? So, we're going to use the 12th fret A. Now this same very shape here is really going to apply right here. So A, C sharp, E. Starting on the 12th fret. 12, 11 on the D, and 9 on the G string. Okay? Root, 3rd, 5th. Now, let's put the third in the bass. So we're going to put C sharp in the bass. So we got to come up here to the 4th fret on the A string. C sharp, C sharp, E, A on the 2nd frets on strings 4 and 3. Okay, so C sharp, E, A. Third, 5th, root, root. Root is A, root is C sharp. Now what? Well, now we're going to put the 5th in the bass. So where are we going to do that? That'll be E, E, A, and C sharp. So it's at the 7th fret on the strings 5 and 4 and 6th fret on the 3rd string. So you get the idea of the inversions, what we're doing with them, okay? And we've covered 6th string, 5th string. Now let's tackle 4th string. Same concept, right? So on the 4th string, for the A major triad, we got to go to the 5th fret. And we're going to be on strings 4, 3, and 2. Frets 5, 4, 3. It's like a little staircase. A, C sharp, E. Root, 3rd, 5th. Root, 3rd, 5th. So where's the 3rd? Okay, if we have A, C sharp, E here, where are we gonna go for the put the 3rd in the bass? We have to go C sharp, E, A, right? Well, C sharp, E, A. C sharp, E, A, C sharp, E, A. Trying to play it as cleanly as I can for you so you can hear it. It's the same tones, so it should sound this, tonal wise it should sound the same. We're just mixing up the order. But when you're playing it as the chord, I don't know that you really hear that. You may sense that as a different note in that bass, okay? But it should all sound very similar. So, lastly, we have to put the 5th in the bass. Okay, so this was the C sharp, the third in the bass, down here at the 11th fret, 11, 9, 10 on strings 4, 4, 3, and 2. Let's go up here. Putting the 5th in the bass, which is E. E's on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. E, C sharp, next door to it. And then right next door to that, on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, I'm sorry, E, A, C sharp. So those three played together is your second inversion, your 5th in the bass A major triad. So, that's the 4th string. 3 shapes. You get the idea? 1, 3, 5, 3, 5, 1, 5, 1, 3. We've come this far. Let's do the 4th string. Your 4th string, A is going to be right here, 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Right next door is C sharp. 1, 3, and your 5 is the open E. Which, if you notice, when we play this chord here next door to it, with the 5 in the bass, if you strummed it and you actually hit the open E, no worries, right? Because you're just putting a 2nd E in that chord. In fact, if you get real sloppy and you hit the A, well, now you put the root back in the bass, right? So now you have the root and a high E. Okay? Now you got your classic, A major shape. And if you get real sloppy and you wind up hitting this other E, well, now you got a 3rd E in the chord. Okay? It all works if you're sloppy enough and you hide it well enough. You do something with it. But we're going to focus just on the triad. A, C sharp, E. A, C sharp, E. Root, 3rd, 5th. Root, 3rd, 5th. Now we need the next triad. We're going to take the root, and we're going to turn it into the C sharp. Where's C sharp? C sharp is 6th fret of the 3rd string. Okay. A, C sharp. So, what's the chord formula for it? A, C sharp, E. You should know it inside and out. You should know it backwards and forwards by now. A, C sharp, E, right? So, C sharp, E, A. Last one, we're going to put the 5th in the bass now. Okay, we're putting the E in the bass, so it's going to be 5, 1, 3. E, A, C sharp. Where is that? Well, we got to go up to the 10th fret. That's where the E is, okay, on the 3rd string, on the 9th fret. 10th fret of the 2nd string is your A, that's your root, and then 9th fret of the high E string is your C sharp, right? So that's A. Well, I hope you got the picture. You'll see the handout, so you'll see what's. I diagrammed them all out for you. I color coded them for you. So the root, the third, the fifth are all different colors, and you'll see up and down the fretboard how they change. Okay. For your homework is to go through all the other keys, right? So that's A major. Take another one. G, G major, D major. Have at it. Look for them. Find them on each string set. Okay. The second part of that homework, as you do each triad and each triad inversion, I want you to visualize the pentatonic shape that is around it. Where is that triad falling within the pentatonic shape? Which pentatonic shape? Okay? Because that triad is definitely a pentatonic shape that you should be familiar with right now. This A triad should also definitely be part of a pentatonic shape you should be familiar with. What is that shape? What is this shape? Same with that one. Okay? When you practice this and study this, this is all going to sink in, and it's going to get easier. This is kind of why I'm giving you the inversions now, because it does relate to the pentatonics. Once you start practicing these on your string sets, okay? And I understand that, trying to do this kind of a chord, that's almost, it's difficult, okay? Are you going to use it? Couldn't tell you. I don't use it. I'm not a great guitarist, but I don't use it. But I know that it's there, and I know the scale shape that's around it, okay? Especially if I want to arpeggiate this. So to that end, it's very important. Again, I'm missing the tip of the finger. So my span has gotten that much shorter. I can't accurately hit those strings, with my index finger anymore. So I get a little sloppy. So I'm never going to use that shape. Maybe like this as a bar chord. Okay, but just know where it's coming from and why it's there. And once you get these inversions, because you could take when you're playing your A triad, maybe you don't want the A, or maybe you want to start off with A in the bass, okay? But then you're going to move it. Maybe have a walking bass line or whatever. So all of a sudden now you hit the C sharp as a walking bass note. Well, now you know down here you can use that. You use that knowledge for your bass line. I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas and a quick example. I mean, I know it's not really musical, but as you can see, now you can put this to practice. Okay? So have at it, go study it, and go practice it, because it can do nothing but further your knowledge on chord theory, music theory, and just playing your instrument.